All right. Shalom Yasharala. Before we get started, we're going to give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and the elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and salutations to the hopeful elect. And we're back with a video, another lesson. And the title I'm going to name this lesson, A Digital Takeover. All right. And a digital takeover is coming. All right. What I mean by that is, soon, these elites, the Esau, Edom, okay, the wicked, they're gonna do something to the so on, get this a little brightened up. They're gonna do something to to collapse this system, this old system. All right, they're gonna bring in a new system. All right, and that new system will be all digitalized, digital money. All right, digital IDs. Okay. Where it can track and trace you. So it's gonna be a digital takeover, and within that takeover, they're gonna have AI. They're gonna have AI on it. Well, they have already up and running. In certain things, they got it on Google. You can download Chat GPT, right? They got I know it's AI on Twitter now. And that's also gonna be used to be used as surveillance. AI is taking over jobs. Okay, taking people's their livelihood away because they want the people to not work. Right, I got this article right here. Bill Gates, and this came out, if it tells us, the 25th of April, a couple of days ago. It says Bill Gates predicts 2-day work week as AI is set to replace humans for most jobs within a decade. All right, now we're not saying it's going to happen overnight or next year, but they believe within the next few years, maybe 5 to 10. Lord willing, we're not here that long. But for the next 5 to 10, they predict that AI will take over like at least 80% or at least 90% of jobs, and humans will be left at home. You'll be subject to a 15-minute city. All right, so this is the future for them because they want to control the people. They want to control you. All right, and also going to control you by putting that C-hip in you so they can track, trace, see what you're buying. All right, see what you're looking at when you're on the internet. All right, this is a real thing that's coming. You got camps out here playing around, who not even, teaching their congregation about this stuff because they think this is a conspiracy theory, or conspiracy theorists are crazy, because they, why they're paid off and they're set up. They've been paid by Esau, But the real men, the true prophets of Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai, starting with Great Millstone, and the affiliates. Okay, we're telling you what's coming. We're preparing you of this. We're telling you the plans of this devil's future, man, and telling you and preparing you for what's to come. Because we're about to be outed. We're about to be demonized. We're about to be, they're about to come down with great wrath upon us, and we're trying to prepare ourselves spiritually and mentally for the times that's about to come. So I'm gonna read this. It says a future of full weekends, 3-day weeks, and the death of the classic 9-to-5 may not be as far off as it sounds, according to Microsoft founder and tech visionary. All right, Gil Bates. I just switched it around, but you see the name. It says artificial intelligence is poised to reshape the global workforce, potentially reducing the standard work week to just 2 days within the next decade. So you're gonna have a 2-day work week. You may work, bro. That's like what? That's 14 hours. Yeah, I'm probably all wrong, but that's probably at least what, a 14-hour work week. You barely getting paid. Oh, also don't forget the UBI, Universal Basic Income. All right, it says in a recent appearance on the Tonight Show starring Jimmy Fallon, Gates made a bold prediction. It says AI is advancing so rapidly that in just 10 years, machines will be capable of handling, and quote, most things currently done by humans. The seismic shift, he suggests, will free people from the grueling 5-day, the grueling 5-day grind. Come on, man. All right, the grueling 5-day grind, and open up new possibilities for leisure, creativity, and balance. And that's, it may sound good, but that's bad for you, man. You know, it says the title is a work life revolution on the horizon. It says for decades the 5-day work week has been deeply ingrained in modern society. Millions wake up each weekday to punch in and power through 40 hours of labor. But Gates believes that's about to change. It says he envisions a world where AI doesn't just assist, but actually replaces humans in a majority of roles, from manufacturing and logistics to even fields like medicine and education. It's kind of profound, Gates said. It solves all these specific problems, like we don't have enough doctors or mental health professionals, but it brings with it so much change. The change, he speculates, could spark a conversation around redefining employment altogether, with 2 or 3 day work weeks becoming the new norm. AI, in this vision, wouldn't just be a tool, it would be a catalyst for a massive societal shift in how we view time, productivity, and personal fulfillment. And they got a video right here if you want to watch it. I'll read a little bit more. It says Gates' forecast hinges on the eventual arrival of artificial general intelligence, the hypothetical point where when AI systems match or surpass human intelligence across virtuality all domains. When Gates is optimistic about AGI's potential to solve problems and foster innovation, he admits the transformation won't be without turbulence. We'll decide like baseball. We won't want to watch computers play baseball, so there will be some things we reserve for ourselves, he quipped. But in terms of making things, moving things, and growing food, okay, he adds machines will eventually dominate. So they're going to grow your food. And don't think it's going to be naturally grown. No, it's going to be lab grown. Okay, you're going to be given lab grown meat, So imagine being in a 15-minute city, having a UBI, and you eating lab grown meat. That's what you want. That's what you fighting for you Jakes out here. All right, you want to be staying. You want to be comfortable in Esau's world. That's what you're gonna get, right? It says, what happens to the humans? The utopian dream of a shorter work week raises an urgent question. What about the millions whose livelihoods depend on the very jobs AI might render obsolete? Experts like Geoffrey? I hope I said that right. Hinton, the so-called godfather of AI, have warned about the enormous wealth gaps that could emerge as AI concentrates power and capital in the hands of a few. Gates himself has acknowledged this concern in the past, advocating for a system that supports people even in a jobless future. Others, including a Jeff Bezos-backed CEO and even the Vatican, why is the Vatican in this, have expressed ethical reservations. Who controls the AI? Who benefits from it? And how do we ensure that technological progress doesn't outpace human well-being? All right. It says, Bill Gates' 2-day work week prediction may sound like science fiction today, but with AI accelerating at an unprecedented pace, the seeds of that transformation are already being sown. Whether this future brings more freedom or more fear will depend not just on the technology itself, but on how society chooses to manage its rise. You see, so this isn't just something that's far out there. They're really and it's probably gonna come in the works. All right, a 2-day work week or a 3-day work week. But like I said, majority of the jobs are going to be taken, right? And there's another one right here from Forbes. The jobs that will fall first as AI takes over the workplace, right? First, let's try to get a scripture. I'm thinking of one right now. Let me see. Is it because like I said, they want control, right? Let's just get this one. Let's get Ezekiel 28. And I started one that says, the word of the Lord, whose name is Yahweh, Okay, that's the Most High's name. Came again unto me, saying, Son of man, say unto the prince of Tyrus, Thus saith the Lord Yahweh, because thine heart is lifted up, and thou hast said, I am a God. I sit in the seat of God in the midst of the seas. Yet thou art a man and not God, though thou set thine heart as the heart of God. You see, they have a God complex, and they want control. Like I said, they want to control the people. Okay, they want to control what you buying. They want to control what you watching, what you looking at. All right, they want to have you in subjection unto them. They don't want no more freedom. Freedom is done away with. You are now in subjection unto us, which is on the left hand side. Because we're gonna do that, but it's gonna be more righteous when the Israelites get in the rulership. Okay. Let's get Obadiah. This is Obadiah 1:3. It says, "The pride of thine heart hath deceived thee, thou that dwellest in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, Who shall bring me down to the ground? Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle, and though thou set thy nest among the stars, this will I bring thee down, saith the Lord." They're proud. They're lofty. Okay, they're in a high position. You see, this from Forbes. This from Forbes. It says, artificial intelligence is advancing at breakneck speed. The big question is how long it will take until technology dominates the job market. You should start thinking about your own career. Will you be caught up in the change? With the U.S. navigating a $36 trillion debt, tariff tensions, and economic uncertainty, the spectator of disruption from AI adds urgency from workers to protect themselves. Artificial intelligence is expected to fundamentally transform the global workforce by 2050. It says, according to reports from PwC, McKinsey, and the World Economic Forum estimates, it says, I'll read it again. AI is expected to fundamentally transform the global workforce by 2050, according to reports from PwC, McKinsey, and the WEF. It says, estimates suggest that up to 60% of current jobs will require significant adaptation due to AI. Automation and intelligent systems will become an integral part of the workplace. It says, remain competitive. I don't know if it's a continuing, but it's remain competitive. Invest in skills like critical thinking and digital fluency. Target AI resilient sectors like healthcare or education. Advocate for retraining programs to reinvent your career. It says, as micro investor and founder of the Bridgewater hedge fund, Ray Dalio warns, the economy's future hinges on balancing AI's power with human potential. He says those who prepare will now shape the world of tomorrow. It says estimates vary, but experts converge on a transformative window of 10 to 30 years for AI to reshape most jobs. So that's if you want to put it in perspective, you could say 5 to 7, maybe 10, right? So they trying to move quick. Why they trying to move quick? Let's get Revelation 12 and 12 and 12. It says, therefore rejoice, ye heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you, having great wrath, because he knoweth that he hath but a short time. So the time is short. They're not going to wait no 10 to 30 years to get this thing going, man. Now the most I say is 5 to 7 and maybe 10. But they trying to get this rolling. Because they want to put this in you. Revelation 13:16. He calls of all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a charagma, a mark, and which the mark is what? The RFID hip. It's not sin. It's not spiritual. It's not, sleeping with white women. It's not Christianity. All right. The mark is the RFID chip. Is in their right hand or in their foreheads. This is what they want to put in the people, the masses, for control. And that no man might buy or sell save he that had the mark or the name of the beast or the number of his name. Here is wisdom. Let him that hath understanding, all right, count the number of the beast. For it is the number of a man, and his number is 600 which is 666, which is the numeral barcode, right? So that mark is the RFID. And that's what they want to put in people. This is also a part of their NWO, their New World Order. Okay? It says a McKinsey report projects that by 2030, 30% of current U.S. jobs could be automated, with 60% significantly altered by AI tools. Goldman Sachs predicts up that to 50% of jobs could be fully automated by 2045, driven by generative AI and robotics. You can read the rest of this if you want. I'll put the link in the description, but I got 2 videos I'm going to play. All right? Because it's happening already. First, I'm going to play this one.
People who attended.
This is from NBC News. All right? This is 3 months ago. All right, in January. All right? I'm going to speed it up a little bit. It should be good. So it says fast food goes high tech with new AI drive-thrus.
There are more high-tech changes coming to fast food chains. Some Wendy's now using AI to take your drive-through orders. But does it really work better than talking to an actual human? Our Adrian Broadus got an exclusive behind-the-scenes look at the new technology and put it to the test.
It looks like a typical drive-through.
You can start placing your order when ready.
Can I get number 8, please?
But the voice taking orders at this Wendy's
Quick dipping sauce.
is actually powered by artificial intelligence.
Did you know who you were talking to?
Yeah, it was a robot.
It's part of the future for Wendy's. They call it Fresh AI.
And we're always thinking about what is the right technology that solves the right problem at Wendy's.
Here's how it works. A customer drives up and talks into the speaker.
Hi, welcome to Wendy's. Feel free to order whenever you are ready.
The AI takes the order, listening and responding to questions.
Can I get 2 double stacks?
Inside, human workers watch a monitor as the order comes. Then they prepare the meal. We went through the drive-thru to see how it works.
Hi, I would like 6 regular nuggets and 6 spicy nuggets. Spicy nuggets here, regular nuggets here. Let's try it again.
On this run, I tried to trip the AI,
5-piece nugget.
ordering something not on the menu. That's when a human stepped in to help.
I do apologize about that. We only have 4, 6, and 10-piece nuggets.
In 2023, Wendy's started offering AI drive-thrus. Now, nearly 100 across 19 states, with more on the way.
If I wanted to order in French, could I?
You cannot currently order in French. You can, however, order in Spanish.
It's part of a growing trend as the food industry goes high-tech. More and more chains installing self-serve kiosks like these to place your orders. Some Sweetgreen locations have automated kitchens creating salads. Chipotle is testing robots to prepare burrito bowls. McDonald's also experimented with AI drive-thrus and then took it off the menu. The company saying it may revisit them in the future. But Wendy's partnered with Google Cloud to create their tech. It uses generative AI, which means it's always learning and should improve over time. But it does raise concerns for some people.
I hate to see somebody lose their job.
Could it put humans out of work?
It's always been an assistant, never a replacement.
Which drink?
Customers who spoke with us seem willing to give it a chance.
Took my order just like it would normally and seemed a little faster.
A new trend driven by technology.
Please pull up to the next window.
Adrian Broadus, NBC News, New Albany, Ohio.
As you see the comments, you say finally a drive-through without an attitude. Salakia, finally a drive-through voice without an attitude. You know, this is great because AI can replace the horrible customer service that Wendy's offer. And these could be agents, you know, just to, come on and say stuff. But, hey, people are complaining. People, they say, people's attitudes and, this could also, this can stop the call-outs. I'm calling out sick, because, we need rest. Humans, people don't want to work all day, right? So they're going to fix that by replacing robots. Well, robots. They're going to replace humans with the robots, with the AI, right? And then you got this one.
So
right
Maryland
here.
probably just did the coolest.
All right. Now this is from the Associated Press. This came out last year, April 29, 2024. All right, tractor trailers with no one aboard. The future is near for self-driving trucks on U.S. roads. So again, they're replacing, people who drive trucks, people who do Uber. All right, taxis. So everything is about to be AI. All right, and everything's about to be AI. So that's I probably won't play this whole thing, but I'll play it.
This looks like your average 80,000-pound semi, right? But here, take a closer look, because there's a big difference. There's no human driver.
So at Aurora, what we're building is a driver.
Yeah, 651, you're mobilized. Clear to exit.
The Aurora driver is this combination of the hardware, the stuff you can see hanging off the side of the truck here. So different sensors like a LiDAR and camera and radar that allow it to see the world. And then some really interesting software that allows it to take that data to figure out how to drive safely through the world.
You are mobilized. You're clear.
We want to be out there with thousands or tens of thousands of trucks on the road. And to do that, we have to be safe.
In March, the company hosted an investor day in Pittsburgh where they demonstrated the truck's situational awareness and response on a test track.
It has one job, and it's single-minded about it. It also has some pretty incredible sensing that allows it not just to see down the road, but see beside it. We can see pedestrians on the side of the road at night beyond the distance of the headlights. And so we can be making a lane change away from that person walking down the side of the freeway. So there are ways we're going to be safer, for sure.
The industry likes to say we're already saving lives, and the answer is they don't actually know that. What we saw with robotaxis in San Francisco is some of the mistakes human drivers make, like driving drunk. Computers don't drive drunk. But they don't make human errors, they make robot errors.
Professor Koopman is also concerned about the relaxed stance government regulators have taken.
Now, is it going to be perfect, for the first, few years? Probably not. But eventually they will, make it better. Okay? So this isn't too far off, man. A digital takeover isn't, far-fetched. It's not off the table. They will replace humans eventually. You go more into it if you want. Okay, they're already doing it, right? California, all right? You can go into this stuff, man. The self-driving, Ubers. If you can, let's get that real quick. Let's type in AI Uber driver. Okay. Let's see. It says AI in the workplace, algorithms at rideshare companies, seen reshaping jobs and wages in Connecticut. All right, now you can read this if you want, but go into these things, man. This was about to come to, humans. Oh, don't forget this, the 15-minute city. The 15-minute city is an urban planning concept where residents can access essential amenities and services like shops, schools, parks, and healthcare within a 15-minute walk or bike ride. It's a shift away from car-dependent urban planning toward creating more walkable, livable, and sustainable communities. But they try to make it seem, convenient, try to make it seem, cool, and this can work. But it's more of surveillance, and it's more like a prison. You can't do nothing. You can't go nowhere. Eventually, it's gonna get to a point where you can't leave this zone. You can't leave this zone unless you're authorized. You can't go outside. This radius, or you're gonna be pulled over, or you can't go nowhere. No, you can't leave outside this radius, or it's gonna get to a point if you do, they're just gonna shut your car off because you're gonna have a digital car anyway. Wait, what's that? The Tesla or electric vehicles, they can just shut you off, man. You can't go nowhere, So this is what it's coming to, bro. You brothers and sisters out there, those who are diligent and see what's going on. This is what it's coming to, we can see it. We can see it. Okay, so I'll get a few more. Let's get that Psalms. See what's in Psalms. Psalms is 64. Yeah, this Psalm 64. I'm just go straight to the point. I'm gonna start. It says, verse 5. It says, they encourage themselves in an evil matter. They commune laying snares privily. They say, who shall see them? They search out iniquities. They accomplish a diligent search, both the inward thought of every one of them, and the heart is deep. They think of these things while they, just think of wickedness they can come up with, man. Because it's not for your convenience. This is for your, destruction. All right, to be on a universal basic income. And even with that, if you online, they don't like something you like, they're going to take your money away. Take it out your bank account. Now you broke. You can't get no food. Now what? But eventually they're going to put that C-hip in you. And even then, they can still freeze your bank account. Now you can't buy nothing. Is this a future you want to live in? I know I don't want to live in this, But you got Jakes out here who are comfortable here. This. Let's get Micah 2 and 10 real quick. It reads, "Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction." This place is destroying us, not even just the Israelites, but other nations as well. It's destroying people. It's polluted. Let's get the word polluted. But it's destroying the Israelites more because we're the main target. These people know who we are. Tamaz, the Hebrew word, to be unclean, become impure. All right, to defile oneself, be defiled. So we're defiled in this country, in this world. Period. This world is defiled in the hands of Esau, man, and it can't go on. So digital takeover is coming, but we should have stayed in that Psalms. Man, let's go to Job. This is Job. Is it 20? This is Job 20 and 20. It says, "Surely he shall not feel quietness in his belly. He shall not save of that which he desired. There shall none of his meat be left. It says, therefore shall no man look for his goods. And the fullness of his sufficiency, he shall be in straits. Every hand of the wicked shall come upon him." The wicked is talking about the workers. All right. Laborer, suffer, wretched one, laborer, workman. Okay, the everyday person who goes to work. Verse 23, "When he is about to fill his belly, the Most High shall cast the fury of his wrath upon him, and it shall rain upon him while he is eating. He shall flee from the iron weapon, and the bow of steel shall strike him through." So the Lord is literally going to rain on his parade. All right, when he's about to fill his belly, the Lord is going to pull the plug on it. All right, his whole operation is gonna be tore down. So they'll get part of their little thing going on, but when the Lord says, "All right, that's enough, Yahweh Shai, go do what you do," that's when the Lord gonna come back and save his people, starting with the elect. And Lord willing, we have that number. So hopefully this was edifying to you brothers and your sisters out there, and those who are sickly watching. All right, we gonna give all praises, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem Rachakwadash, and double honors to the apostles, the bishops, and elders of Great Millstone that teach and rule well. Peace and citation to the four elect. Lord's way, you was edified. Till next video, I'm going to say, Shalom.